wanted to just kind of like put together a game plan, because I feel like for the longest time in this business I had no game plan. And so that's the last thing I want for you, especially when you have these big visions and these big dreams in your mind. But we have to have an actual plan to get there. And so I wanted to just kind of speak on a couple of things that I used to feel, because I know that the beginning of the month, it can be an exciting time, but it can also be a very terrifying time. Maybe you hit a rank last month, maybe you didn't, whatever the case be. Sometimes when your tracker goes to 0, it's kind of like your heart just fell into your stomach and you're like, how the crap am I supposed to do that again? Or maybe you automatically feel defeated and you're like, God, I worked so hard and I still didn't get there. And now I got to do it all over again. And I have to work even harder when I already thought I was working hard. I know that feeling. And so, one thing I just wanted to say is that don't dig up in fear what you planted in faith. Just because you got scared because your tracker went to 0, it doesn't mean that the game has ended. Okay. It's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. It's a new month to see, okay, where can I get better from last month? And look at it as a learning process, because whenever you clicked join for this business, you had that little seed of hope in your heart and you were like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this happen. And then, along the way, life gets in the way and fears get in the way, and things like not earning a paycheck every week really can defeat you, and not earning free product credit today, that can defeat you. There are so many months in the very beginning where I had no product credit. And I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, everybody's sitting here saying that they run their business for free, but I feel like I'm not earning my product credit for free, but like they're earning it and they're earning it on their husband's account. Like, I don't understand how this is happening. And I would get into that defeat mode where I'd be like, well, maybe I can't do this. maybe my brain was right when I realized in the beginning, whenever I was like, I don't know if I can do this because I've never done it before. And you start going backwards into that. Well, maybe I can't. Well, maybe this isn't for me. Well, maybe that person has something that I don't have, and maybe I will never have it. And that can be further from the truth. It's just a matter of having that game plan and having direction. And that's why I wanted to kind of talk about IPAs. I wanted to go into that a little bit this month in the Better Together chat, as far as like, what do the IPAs look like? Because what you'll notice is like Jordan's today look totally different than what mine look like, than what Brielle's look like, than what anybody else's looks like. And that's okay. You're going to want it to look different. You're going to want it to be to you, to what you want to do for your business. But at the same time, there are things that we all do every single day to run our business, like engaging on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're using. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to just kind of like break it down piece by piece and really take a look at it and say, okay, this is what I do. This is what works for me. And then maybe somebody else can chime in and say, okay, this is what I do, and that was a good idea, but this is what works for me. And we can just kind of like ping off each other. So that's what I wanted to do for the month of August. And so at the end of the month, we can kind of look at it and be like, okay, I really have a grip on what it takes to run my business. And I want you to feel confident in yourself, because if you don't feel confident in yourself, there's no way in hell you're going to be able, I shouldn't have cussed, but you're going to be able to lead that next girl if you can't lead yourself. And that is what I did for a very long time in this business. I thought I was running my business and I wasn't. I wanted to go 4K, right? But I had no plan on how I was going to get there. I thought that I could just manifest it and I'd pull it out my butt and there would be 4K. But yet when I really took the magnifying glass to myself and I said, okay, Amber, what are you doing to get yourself to 4K? Was I engaging on social media? Heck no. Was I saying happy birthday to people on Facebook? No, I wasn't talking to anybody. And I was defeated whenever they would even ask me about that little patch that was on my arm. I was the reason it took me so long to get to 4K. And I'm okay with that. It hurt. It hurt to take so long to get to 4K. But the reason why I keep talking about it is so that you don't take that long to get to 4K. Okay. And sometimes it can just be that we don't have that game plan, that maybe we're not being resourceful, maybe we are letting fear get in the way. There's so many things. Number one for me was writing down my goals. I know it sounds silly, but you can't just say, I want to be 4K. You have to write down what are your goals to get to 4K. How many promoters are you going to sign up this month? And how many of them are you going to diligently help get to VIP 800, VIP 1600? Are you going to be able to help them do that? Or are you sitting here struggling to even put up a post on social media already? If you're struggling to run your own business, how are you going to help this next girl that's coming in? She needs you. She needs you. When she signs and she clicks promoter, she is scared out of her mind and she's trusting in you. And in order to get her to VIP 800, VIP 1600, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to sail your own boat first. And so that's where the IPAs really come in. What are you doing every day to run your business? Write down your goals. What are some of your goals? If you have any, throw them in the chat. What are some of your goals for August? I remember I used to be on Zooms like this and the leaders would say, what are your goals? Mine was silent because I didn't even know. I was just like, well, I mean, I want to make a paycheck. It'd be nice to make a paycheck every week. Or like, I want to get my products for free. But I never wrote it down. It took me forever to even create a freaking vision board. And I'm telling you, once you know where you're going, getting there is not the problem. But you're never going to get there if you don't know where you're going. And when I actually created that vision board, and I have it literally sitting here, my cat ate it a little bit and I'm kind of mad, but I made my vision board and it has, don't you dare, a picture of the house we never built on it. It has a picture of me and my husband, it has a picture of my girls, it has a picture of the beach because we've always wanted to take a family beach trip, but no one's ever been able to afford it. Like we can go on our own, but what we envision is we want to take our parents. Our parents were never able to do that. I want to take my parents. He wants to take his parents. It's all about making memories for us. I have my 81,320 something and 42 cents. I have glasses on, but I still can't even see it. That is the amount of debt that I have to pay off. And I have it in puzzle pieces so that I can see it. And each puzzle piece equals X amount of money. And one more puzzle piece, and I eliminate $240 for my family each month. You have to know where you're going, or you're never going to be able to take those steps. It's going to be monotonous when you're posting your capsules and your shake on your story every day. And you're going to be like, why am I doing this? You need to know why you're doing this. And it's not just, I want to go 4K. I want to go 12K. What is that going to feel like for you? What is it going to feel like when Lavelle deposits that auto bonus into your bank account? And that's one less thing that you have to worry about. What's it going to feel like when you do earn your products for free? And it's like a breath of fresh air and you're like, this is what everybody's talking about, right? One of my goals for the month is to have my mama thriving for free. I don't know why it took me so long to put my mama on my vision board, to be able to actually, because she loves the capsules, she loves the DFT, she wants to support me. But listen, y'all, my mom's a hairdresser. She wants to support me, but I owe it to her to be able to help her. And she's like, one of my biggest visions is to never have to put that woman in a nursing home. And when she gets older, to be able to be there for her and not be tied and chained to a time clock. I cannot tell you enough. You have to have a vision for where you're going. But anyways, that's really all I wanted to kind of talk about, is just having that vision. If you don't have a vision board, create it. Create a vision board. Don't just write it down. Don't just think that you have it in your head. That's never going to get you anywhere. Write down those goals for the month. I will look at this. Oh, money. Look at it every single day of what you want. How many customers do you need to sign? Who do you want to bring to 4K to be able to get you to 12K? Where do you need to spend your time? With who on your team? Who's showing up for themselves? And where do you need to spend your energy? Do you have an A team? Does anybody have an A team? Do you guys know what I mean? The people that you wish would join this business with you, that you're like BFF on social media with. Maybe they're in a different company. I have a couple of them. They're my customers. They love the products and they are unhappy with the company that they're in. And they're my A team. And I know they're coming. They're coming. You need to stay in contact with them. Okay? Whenever you find them, know that they're coming. And that's one thing I want to touch on real quick. Y'all, before I went 4K, this is going to sound silly. Y'all are going to be like, Amber, hush. Listen, it's somewhere over here. It fell. Listen, when I went 4K, they had the rank advancement bonuses where whatever rank you hit, right, you were earning that amount of bonus and it was going to be paid out over X amount of months. And it was getting towards the end, like time was running out and I still had not gone 4K yet. And I was like, Amber, I was like, you have to do it. And I started making a plan. I started writing down, what is that going to look like? I need to bring in X amount of promoters. I need to help them get to their VIPs, whatever. And I just like kept plowing through. And it was like down to the wire. We had some sort of like Black Friday deal or something. I don't even remember. But that last day, it was just like boom, 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 boom. And you don't even know it. But 2 weeks prior, I think my volume was at like 2,000. And I was like, oh, I was like, maybe I'm not going to do it. Maybe it just wasn't meant to be for me to go 4K this month. And then I remember in the shower, I was letting the hot water run over my face and I was like, Amber, I was like, you have to. You have to. And my mindset changed. And I started writing down in my, oh my gosh, I should open this back up. But I started writing down in my gratitude journal. Every single day, I would write down what I was grateful for. And I would say this out loud. I would say, I release the stress over the how and the when, and I trust that my blessings are coming. Release the stress. It's super stressful to try to figure out how you're going to get there and when you're going to get there and when is it all going to happen. If you release the stress over the how and the when and you trust that your blessings are coming, I promise you, your A team is coming. You have to step into it and you have to be ready to lead her when she gets here. And that starts with leading yourself. Because the last thing you want to do is bring somebody into this business and then you're going to flop on them. I've done it. I know we learn as we're growing into our leadership, we all learn. I feel so sorry for the very first couple people that signed up as a promoter with me because I was terrible, but it is what it is. And we live and we learn and we grow through it. But anyways, Brielle, if you have anything that you want to say, you're welcome to chime in, but that's what to expect for the Better Together chat this month. We're going to be going through IPAs. I want to ping pong back and forth with you guys on what works for you, what works for me. And at the end of the day, I hope you come up with like something that is like really concrete for you.
Yeah, I think everything you said was so good, and I'm so glad you said that. I was like writing it down on my little August board that I have, release the stress of the how and the when, because everything you said is exactly what happened to me before I hit 12K and before I hit 40K. That is exactly my routine that I would do. So it's funny because whenever people come to me and they'll be like, you know, I've gotten a lot of questions lately, like, what did you do? Like, what was it that you feel like was the thing that happened that you went 12K, or that was the thing that happened that you hit 40K? And it's like, there's no, okay, girl, you got to do this, and this. It's exactly what you said. Like, I mean, I have a whole journal of, I would write to, and I write down my prayers. Like, it helps me focus. And I mean, I would just all the time, like, just bring the girls into my life, bring the team into my life that is supposed to be there, like, all the time. And every time, and I had a whole list of potentials, and it's so crazy because there's some of these girls that they're still on my team, and I remember just writing them down as a potential and just still checking in with them and checking in with how their kids were doing or how their pregnancies were going, because I was pregnant too as I'm growing this business. So I knew a lot of moms that were pregnant. So I think I just connected with people, especially in my pregnancy, with moms that were pregnant and how they were feeling and how it was going and things like that. And so just connecting with those people and making those genuine connections. But um, you will find that you will love this journey so much more when you release that stress of the how and the when. Because when I stressed so much about just going 12K and going 12K, and then they released these bonuses that were available, you know what I mean? And so you just never know what's around the corner. You never know what this company is going to do. And also you never know what life is going to bring you, because I hit 40K and then also life happened. So there's just been adjusting that's been going on. And I'm grateful that I have the leaders that have grown on my team to help. I'm glad that I have the friendships that I've built over time that have helped me during this hard season of my life. And so I'm going to be straight up honest. It's just hard, you know, and life just gets really hard. And so you never know. Sometimes that leader that you brought into that girl that you brought in can be someone that helps you through one of the hardest times of your life. Those friendships, those girls that you're helping, it could be turned into something that all of a sudden they're starting to turn into leaders. And then when life happens with you, you see them start to flourish and grow. And that's what's really cool about it too. But that was I mean, Amber, you said everything that I would say, but yeah, I would say just really hold into that. The Better Together chat, I'm really excited about. I'm just excited for you guys to really hone in on the community. Community is super important, and keeping each other accountable. And if you guys just need anything, to just lean into that, to just have a bigger community. But yeah, that was really it for
Yeah.
me.
And if you guys did not see Jenna, was it Jenna that did
Yeah.
that live in the team page today? That was fire. That was literally everything you need at the beginning of your month to be like, listen, girl, like you gotta do it. It's all up to you. Um, I loved everything that she said. Um, so go watch that if you haven't watched it. And I want to see pictures of y'all's babies and y'all's families and like you. And I want to see what you're about. So put that in that Better Together chat. I want to get to know y'all a little bit too. Even if you're not my immediate downline, I want to know y'all so I can love on you a little bit too. But anyways, go
Yeah.
have a good night.
Okay. Bye, guys. Have a good night.